Okay. So for me, I want to commend you for your restraint because this movie could have gone in so many directions the wrong way. And it seems to have been resolved in the direction of authenticity and of being true to the author and her intentions. And how did you orient yourself in that way? I mean, what was your through line? What was your sort of anchor for where you were right and where you were wrong?
I guess, I wonder if the answer is not more of a general answer and not just for this film. And it's instinct, a lot about instinct, about feeling the takes on the set with the actors, just like them, you know. And when I say cut, then we have a look, we exchange a look. We always know when it's the right take. There's a thing that's going, and we go, all right, let's move on. Cut, print, thank you, bye. And but this one, I mean, and even with Dallas, the goal was to portray a reality, a world that has to look real and authentic and true and believable. The characters have to be credible, and so they were coming from reality, from something that really happened. So and mainly, I mean, for a while, the author, it's based on a story where Cheryl is still alive. The author is still alive. So of course, I had a sense of responsibility to be truthful to her material, respectful, even though we knew that we had to create a new story about her old story in 2 hours with this particular language of images, this medium, different than the one of words with books, and but all, yes.
So was Hornby's script already there when you came on board?
Yeah, it was already there with this structure, with a voiceover and some flashbacks. So I challenged him to take more emotional material from the book and use more flashbacks, and I worked with him, you know, to try to. That was the ultimate challenge, you know, to make a film that will be as beautiful and as emotional as the book.
The issue on cinema is that a hike is, by virtue of its nature, monotonous.
Yeah.
And you had, I thought you did a good job, but you had to somehow make us feel the physicality and the burden of it,
Yeah.
as well as the beauty and the spirituality of it,
Yeah.
as well as figuring out how to make those transitions,
Yeah.
to balancing the emotions with the monotony.
Well, one way to get out of this monotony was to, she had obstacles. She met obstacles, and nature was her main enemy at the beginning of the film. So there was no villain. There's the story about a hero where the villain is maybe nature for the first 30 minutes, or she's the villain with the flashbacks, and she's realizing that, okay, this is my life, and this is what happened, and I'm confronting this once and for good, and so yeah, it was built in a way to see Cheryl on the trail with obstacles, and then slowly but surely becoming friends and becoming part of these amazing landscapes. Just like this here in Telluride, you know, after 60 minutes of film of storytelling, we realized that these wide shots, where we see Cheryl Reese with her backpack very small in the frame, lost, are in a way, or to me, they're very emotional, because now that we know who she is and what's behind her, and how she's trying to overcome her loss, to see this tiny figure with this weight on your shoulder, just walking alone to heal, to try to have an answer. Who am I? What the fuck am I doing? what happened? Can I breathe and be happy? And, so it's these shots become very emotional.
You obviously connected with this material from the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a beautiful true story, and people who have the courage enough to talk about themselves this way is so powerful and so emotional. I mean, Cheryl has had no censorship at all. No sense of, oh, I'm not going to tell this part of my life, and I'm not going to say this about who I was there with sex and drugs and this and that, and I fucked it up, and she it's beautiful to see someone so honest, so human, and we can relate to that because we're all like this, but we're learned to blame the other first. We that's our reflex, I guess, as human too. Hey, blame it on the others. And yeah, it's because my childhood and this and my dad and my mom, and never she's like, oh my God, it's not my fault. And it's like, it's my fault. I did this, it happened, and I gotta get on it.
I was complaining that I was sleeping on an air mattress here in Telluride in a friend's house, and after I saw the movie, I said, I think I can handle this.
It's beautiful.
How many pounds was that pack in
So-
real life and in the movie?
75, 80 pounds in real life, and then at one point at Kennedy Meadows, she
Unloads,
unloaded
yeah.
some stuff, and Reese, she had a 70 pound bag too, and we had a light one, but it showed, so I really pushed her and forced her in a way to use it, but I didn't have to force her. She agreed to do it, and she really she got out of her comfort zone and accepted the challenge.
Some of the people who have reviewed the film here seem to think that it's a chick flick, which bothers me. Does it bother you?
Yeah, well, it looks like it, but it's about strong female characters, but it's not about. I mean, a guy could have gone through this, so yes, it bothers me a little, but it is that also in a way, because we're following the two lead characters are two strong female characters.
And it is a mother-daughter story.
It's a story about exactly a mother-daughter their love relationship, their special one, and but it's made by a man who related to the material, and the book sold half and half. It just didn't sell to the female audience. So I guess once they'll see the film, they'll change their mind and call it something else than chick flick.
I'm happy to. I think you're right, and I hope that's true. So, how difficult was? All right, I want to go another way. There would have been many ways for this to have been glossified, Hollywoodized, and there's some people who, make a judgment in advance that if it stars Reese Witherspoon, a movie star, that it's going to be some kind of Hollywood version of the movie, and I don't see it that way at all.
No, it's not that at all. Huh? Just like Dallas Buyers Club, Matthew McConaughey, and we decided to go the indie way and the real way, and let's try to give this impression to the audience that we're not showing off and we're not doing the Hollywood thing where everything is well crafted, beautiful dollies and shots and light. It's capturing the reality, the natural light, shooting handheld, being dirty a little bit. It looks raw, it looks real, and that's the way to do it if you want to have this kind of feeling and impression when you're shooting a film, and even though you have a little bit more money, like we did it total indie way with Dallas Buyers Club, since we didn't have
Well,
a lot
that's
of
the
money.
most indie thing I've ever heard. I mean, what you accomplished with chewing gum and duct tape on that one.
Oh yeah,
This was a big budget compared to that.
it was a bigger budget than Dallas, but same feel, the same approach, same way of filming, but we had more people and more time to shoot the film. But if you look at the result, there's something similar. There's this quality of documentary quality in a way, you know.
And did Reese have to adapt to your methods? A
Very,
little
very
bit?
quickly.
Tell me how you do it. What is your working with actor method?
It's first it's shooting rehearsals. It's not, you know, having marks, and it's not trying to hit a light because there's no light. If we're shooting here outside, it'll be like this. We're not blocking or trying to diffuse light. The same when we're shooting inside. So when Reese arrives on the set, you know, she doesn't have any mark, and we start shooting. Where do we go? Where do I go, Jean-Marc? Let's find out. Let's shoot the rehearsal. I'm here with the camera. You're there, and let's just, you know, use this space. And the crew is out, and I can shoot 360 degrees because there's no spots, no flags, nothing, and they can move. And there was no makeup on her on the trail. A little bit of makeup on when we did the flashback. She was younger. The character put makeup on, but on the trail, hair, you know, always often dirty, no makeup.
Was there any resistance from Reese on this front at
No.
all?
No, she even agreed to taking out the mirrors out of the trailer, out of the makeup trailer, to just go with the hiker experience. They don't look at themselves. They don't bring mirrors. You know, Cheryl didn't bring a mirror and I wake up this morning and I'm gonna, you know, it's just, okay, you go out there and you're in the wilderness, and one day at a time, you are what you are.
So you set up a big encampment in Oregon and moved around from there as a base camp?
Well, not a base camp. We had different base camps at different places, and then moving sometimes with a small unit, and but we had to recreate the PCT here and there. We shot on the actual PCT often, but had to recreate it. Yeah.
For you, what was the biggest challenge on this film? What made you the most anxious?
Just to have it be as emotional as the book was, have an emotional film as the book was. That was my concern, and that was like, so, yeah.
And you've seen it here with audiences.
Yeah.
And
Well, it looks like it seems to work. Yeah, there's a lot of laughs. And it seems that we have a lot of crying too. Not that I like people to cry, but it means.
Yes, you do.
I do when it works, you know, in this kind of story. But the story of filmmakers, we make people cry and we love it.
exactly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.